Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So thank you for being here. Only 16 of you. And interestingly, from time to time, we are having less and lesser number. Wondering why. Okay, so can you write down your name and metric number in the chat for attendance? Difficulty because of internet speed. Are you in UIA? IIUM Raza? Where are you? Are you staying outside or in IIUM? Oh, you are in Kashmir? So how's Kashmir? I didn't know that any of you went back to, I thought nobody can go back nobody can go back to their country. So Alhamdulillah, you managed to get some internet, Raza. So how's Kashmir? Is it good? What's the weather there? You know, in UK or Britain, if you want to start a conversation with anybody, they will always start with the weather. It's a good weather today. Or they will say like, oh, the weather is not so nice today, or it's cold today. So if you want to start a conversation, the easiest way of starting a conversation is to talk about the weather. Oh, it's hot today, kan? You start like that and say, yes, it's hot. Then you can move on. So if you don't know what to say, anything, if you want, it's the communication skill. You start with the weather. So Alhamdulillah, you manage. The weather is cool, but COVID is spreading fast in the community. Yes, it's a worldwide problem. In India, it's getting worse. Kashmir is part of India, so everywhere getting worse, especially the developing countries or the non-developed countries. When it starts to spread, not enough hospitals. Okay, we have 18. Interesting. So it's okay. I have time span. I will know who come early and who come late. Right. So let's start the class. Anybody sick here? Everybody good?
Yeah, baik.
Okay. Good. Okay, let's start with for you to fill in. Let's not start with this. I think let's end with this question. Let's watch a video. Before we watch the video, can somebody recite Quran to just soothe everybody down? Any volunteer? Let's read. Who can give an ayah regarding the environment? Anybody? Who can give an ayah in the Quran that talks about the environment? You are too quiet. Why you are too quiet? My question is difficult or you don't want to speak?
Which ayah, madam?
Huh?
Which ayah?
Which ayah? Yes, I ask you which ayah. Do you know any ayah that will talk about the environment? It's in the slides, right? Anybody opening the slide on environment? I'm not opening it now. I like which surah is that that speaks about whatever calamity is because of the hands of the man. Who knows which ayah was that? Is that? Soalan cepu mas lah. Susah nak jawab. President of Assalam Club, you cannot help me? Are you there? can see only your picture. Osama, are you there?
Back, I'm sorry. What are you talking about?
You didn't even know my question.
Yeah, just like I went to the...
Huh? You are busy?
No, I went to the toilet. I come back. Sorry.
Okay.
There is Surah Yasin. There is some ayat talks about how Allah have made us some miracles within the earth and how plants came in like nakhil
Yasin.
and
Okay. Yasin, which ayah? Do you know which
33.
ayah?
33.
33?
Starting. Yes.
What's the number Surah Yasin number? What's the number of the surah?
36.
Is 36 ayah?
No, Surah 36.
Surah 36, which ayah?
33.
36, 33,
Ayatul Lahum.
33, yeah. Let's read. Where's the 33? Are you all opening your Quran? Yes, great. 33. Okay, so who can help me to read from 33 to 33 to
To 43 until it ends the...
okay,
What?
33 to 43. Where's your video, Faisal?
I'll put it right now.
Why we are only like 18? I thought we were supposed to have more. Okay, never mind. So who can help to read the ayah, the surah, the ayah 33 until 43? 10 ayah. Is that your mother, Azara? At the back. Send my salam to your mother. Okay.
It's not my mother.
Huh?
It's not my mother.
Not your mother?
Yeah.
Your auntie?
No, it's just my mother customer.
Ah, okay, okay. Who can help reading? Your mother sells what? We're waiting. maybe Izwan want to buy something.
Just food. Food lunch for lunch.
Ah, good. So your mother must be a good cook. Okay. So Syahmi, you want to read?
Yasin verse 33.
Until 43.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وآية لهم الأرض الميتة أحييناها وأخرجنا منها حبا فمنه يأكلون وجعلنا فيها جنات من نخيل وأعناب وفجرنا فيها من العيون ليأكلوا من ثمره وما عملته أيديهم أفلا يشكرون سبحان الذي خلق الأزواج كلها مما تنبت الأرض ومن أنفسهم ومما لا يعلمون وآية لهم الليل نسلخ منه النهار فإذا هم مظلمون والشمس تجري لمستقر لها ذلك تقدير العزيز العليم والقمر قدرناه منازل حتى عاد كالأرجون القديم لا الشمس ينبغي لها أن تدرك القمر ولا الليل سابق النهار وكل في فلك يسبحون وآية لهم أنا حملنا ذريتهم في الفلك المشحون وخلقنا لهم من مثله ما يركبون وإن نشأ نغرقهم فلا صريخ لهم ولا هم ينقذون صدق الله العظيم.
Thank you very much, Muhammad Syahmi. And Osama, can you project the Quran and the meaning in the Quran.com or something? the translation. Somebody can, while projecting, can somebody read the translation? Or you
Yeah,
all know
I
Arabic?
can read, madam.
Huh?
I can read the
Okay.
translation.
Yes.
All right. Verse 33. And a sign for them is the dead earth. We have brought it to life and brought forth from it grain, and from it they eat. And we placed therein gardens of palm tree and grapevines, and caused to burst forth therefrom some springs, that they may eat of his fruit, and their hands have not produced it. So will they not be grateful? Exalted is he who created all paths, from what the earth grows, and from themselves, and from that which they do not know. And a sign for them is the night. We remove from it the light of day, so they are left in darkness. And the sun runs on course toward its stopping point. That is the determination of the exalted in might, the knowing. And the moon we have determined for its phases, until it returns appearing like the old dead stock. It is not allowable for the sun to reach the moon, nor does the night overtake the day, but each in an orbit is swimming.
Wait a second.
And
Osama,
the
can you project the share?
Trying to reach.
Trying to find, okay, continue.
And a sign for them is that we carried their forefathers in a laden ship, and we created for them from the lights of it that which they ride. And if we should will, we could drown them. Then no one responding to a cry would there be for them, nor would they be saved.
I think the ayah is like hanging. You need to continue to 44. Somebody can read the ayah 44? One more ayah. Okay. Syami? You want to read ayat 44? Syami?
Oh, yes, madam.
Sambung satu ayat.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إلا رحمة منا ومتاعا إلى حين صدق الله العظيم.
Okay, good. So here, thank you Osama for the sharing here. So this ayah, so who wants to give some thoughts on this ayah verses? Kita belajar tadabbur. Anybody? And I know for the Malay it's difficult because you're going to do tadabbur in English. Let alone to do tadabbur in Malay is difficult. To translate in English will be another skill. But it's good. It's good. No, we're supposed to, we IUM student, right? International Islamic University. We should be able to talk about Islam in our own language and also in English so that many people can benefit. So who wants to try?
I'll try, madam, the first bit.
Faisal, yes.
وآية لهم الأرض الميتة أحييناها وأخرجنا منها حبا فمنه يأكلون. Allah have created plants and gardens from earth, from dead earth, and exposed rivers from the earth as well. And that for us to eat and be thankful. Yet a lot of us don't, no, that's it, to be thankful.
On ayat 33, you are saying on ayat 33? No? Which ayat?
Yeah, that's the ayah 33 and 34, sorry. 33 and
34? Or 33 until 35, you mean?
No, I talked about regarding 33 and 34 and 35.
Yeah, so 33 until 35. So can you summarize in one sentence?
It's two sentences that Allah have created food to us from earth, dead earth, and that's for us to thank Him. أفلا يشكرون.
Yes, thank you very much. So so this reminder from Allah that Allah created one of the signs, or signs of what? Signs of what? What is
A
this?
sign that there is a God, there is Allah, وآية لهم.
Yes, good. There's God. What else? So there's God. What else? What are other things that you can learn from here? Signs of the sifah or the characteristic of Allah or the name of Allah.
Al-Khaliq,
Al-Khaliq. What does Al-Khaliq means?
the creative.
The creator. Yes.
Creator.
And also the powerful. So Allah say it's a sign from the dead earth. You can see like drought. Suddenly you see plants coming out. It shows how powerful is Allah. So if Allah can make a dead earth to become alive, it will not be impossible that in the day of judgment all of us will be alive. So number one is to see the greatness of Allah. Okay, so when we look at the earth, we are supposed to feel and see and feel the greatness of Allah in everything, the creation of Allah, including the environment. And then from there, Allah said they give us food. Habban faminhu ya'kulun. And then why? Yang Faisal was saying, afala yashkurun, have them not be thankful. So it's a question. It's a question to us. Are we thankful to Allah for everything that Allah gave, including the food? If we are thankful to Allah, why do we waste? Right? So wasting food. So that's why a Muslim shouldn't waste any food, because this is to even create one grain to come out from the earth, we cannot do it. Allah did it for us. So a way of being thankful is to make sure we are not wasteful and use the resources efficiently. And this in engineering ethics. As an engineer, how do we use everything that Allah created around us efficiently? Okay, I think you can stop sharing, Osama. I think that's enough for. There are a lot more ayah after that. Go and read on your own and do the tadabbur yourself. Okay, you can go by Haki. So okay, let's keep the Quran. Now, today is global warming. So you're playing, Osama?
Let me, like, I'm mute him.
Sorry?
I just mute him.
Oh, mute him. Who's him?
Ahmad Shami.
Shami. Okay, right. So let's so today we're going to discuss on global warming and also and sustainable development goal. Two things. Anybody have watched the video on global warming? The one in the Dr. Noraini's video. The one that I gave the link for all the document. Anybody? Anybody of my beloved student who already watched the video? I up to beloved lah. So nobody reached the level of beloved yet. Okay, so go and watch the video when you have time. Although the video, I think the sound is not very good. It's not clear, but try your best to listen to it and read the slides. Okay, so I will not cover anything on the video and the slides unless you have question. Okay, so I want to show a video on global warming. So let's watch here. Okay, I will share my screen now. You cannot hear or listen, let me know. Can you see?
Yes, I do.
What can you see? What do you see?
Here, the smoke of climate.
Okay, the year of climate action. So it's just 1 minute. just like muqaddimah, introduction to our topic today. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Fires are
The
burning.
world's largest rainforest.
Ice is melting far more quickly.
1 million plant and animal species are on the verge of extinction.
We have come here to let you know that change is coming, whether you like it or not.
Come light a fire, burning like the rising sun.
West Papua was recently declared a conservation province, and we are right there to help support the government, and the people, and the communities.
So here is Costa Rica's challenge, eliminating emissions by 2050. And that's complete decarbonization of our economy.
There's a new force of nature at hand. They are the young people whom, frankly, we have failed, who are angry, who are organized, who are capable of making a difference.
Okay, just a short video for setting the mood for us to start our class. So the video is about people making difference to the climate change, including the global warming. Then my next question is, what have you done in order to improve the, what do you call it, what is your contribution to improving the global warming? Anybody? What have you done? Anybody can share?
I plant trees around my house.
Who's that?
Izwan.
Okay.
Plant trees around my house.
What kind of tree?
Many kinds like rambutan or jackfruit, mangoes, that kind.
Okay, good. So planting trees is part of our contribution to the global warming by increasing the oxygen inside in the earth. Okay, what are others? What is your contribution? Because you are Khalifah, right? One of the purpose that Allah created you in this earth is to become a Khalifah. And part of the job as a Khalifah is to preserve and to take care, maintain the earth, including to stop to prevent global warming. So what you have done? Hisham, are you there?
I think Malaysia doesn't need any more plantations. I think the Middle East especially need the plantation.
We cannot hear you. Can you repeat that?
The Middle East, they mostly need the plantation, not Malaysia.
Well, you know, okay, that's an interesting note. He says that Malaysia doesn't.
Can you hear me now?
Cannot hear you.
Yeah, like you said, Doctor, Malaysia doesn't need any more plantation. Only the other countries.
Okay. Thank you, Hisham, for your opinion. So, who agrees with Hisham? So, what Izwan is doing is wasting his time.
No, he's enjoying with the fruits.
So, only enjoying the fruits, huh? So, not helping with the global warming? Who agrees with Hisham here? Agree, put a reaction. If you agree with Hisham's statement, put a reaction of the thumbs up there.
Madam, I agree with him within like the plantation part, like doesn't need as much as plant, but it needs to reduce its gases, whether it was from cars or from factories. That we need to work on rather than seeing the trees, because it's almost like all jungles in Malaysia, as far as I've seen.
Yes. because we are hearing from somebody from a country where there's not many trees. So let's hear from the Malay. Do you agree? Malay, please speak up other than Izwan. Sister kenapa? In the end tinggal sister seorang je. Mana sister lain? Dia orang semua boycott saya. Siapa brothers from the Malay? Come on, brother.
Madam, yeah, it's never enough trees.
So you agree or disagree with Hisham?
A little bit, but I think it's never enough to plant trees.
Never enough.
Yeah.
You will never have enough of trees, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Anas, what do you think?
Madam, if you want to plant trees, like civilization is getting bigger. Like Malaysia is increasing in population. That's even everywhere in the world. But as we're increasing our, let's say, hostels, we're cutting more trees. Okay, we'll plant some in another place, but it will be way less than whatever we cut. So in order to maintain that, we need to build a place that uses clean, let's say, sources rather than whatever fuel that fuses a lot of gases that harms the yeah.
All right, thank you for your comment. We are discussing on the trees. So because I just want to know, it's a debate. So it doesn't mean that it's not fully wrong, it's not fully right. So you need to be critical when talking about this. So if you ask me, so that's why, the earth, now we are not in Malaysia, we are not talking about as a Malaysian, we're talking about as the citizen of the world, okay? So we are citizen of the world. So anything happen in Malaysia will affect somebody in the Arab countries. Anybody done anything in Arab countries will affect anybody in the Brazil or America or Latin America. We are one world. Okay, so partly I can agree with Hisham. However, I think because you are one world, whatever we plant over here, the oxygen will also contribute to the other parts of the world. So any contribution in increasing the greenness and in increasing the oxygen in the world is good. Okay, even Malaysia, that's why tropical, even Malaysia have a lot of forests. It's the heart for the other countries. So that's why, in Brazil, where the largest forest, where's the country with the largest forest? Yang baru ni a lot of like cutting of trees. Is it Brazil or anybody? Brazil, huh? Because their president say, I can't remember what the president says, but all the other countries are pressing the president, say you need to preserve the forests because the forests are the heart, are the source of the oxygen for the rest of the world. But the problem is, yes, we ask this poor country to take care of the forest while the rich country is making the pollution. And the poor country cannot use the land to develop themselves and their people. So is it fair? It's not fair, right? So that's why we need to have like a good consensus among the countries. Like for example, later we'll talk about the UN goal, United Nations Sustainable Development Goal. It's an effort of many countries to solve a problem, many problems. Okay, so we are interconnected. So as much as possible, we need to grow as much plants because we'll be helping somebody in the Arab countries. Because Arab countries they cannot plant trees because of the condition over there. So they are depending on us. Okay, so we need to take care, and the same as Indonesia. In Indonesia, they are poorer than Malaysia. So in order to develop, they have to cut their trees. So then and then there's some burning and the smoke comes to Malaysia, right? So when the smoke comes to Malaysia, we suffer. And in the same time, we angry at them. while they didn't even have money to buy food for themselves, so they have to cut the tree. So that's why in Islam, we are supposed to help each other. The rich country help the poor country. We cannot just say, oh, you stop doing it, because whatever the poor countries is doing will affect the rich countries. So we as a whole world need to work together. Okay, let's watch another video on the effect of climate change to the world. Okay, the video is fast. I want you to take note because I will ask question. So let's watch this. Come on, let me share. Okay, can you see? Yes, no, don't know?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So let's watch this.
Human activities from pollution to overpopulation are driving up the Earth's temperature and fundamentally changing the world around us. The main cause is a phenomenon known as the greenhouse effect. Gases in the atmosphere, such as water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and chlorofluorocarbons, let the sun's light in, but keep some of the heat from escaping, like the glass walls of a greenhouse. The more greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, the more heat gets trapped, strengthening the greenhouse effect and increasing the Earth's temperature. Human activities, like the burning of fossil fuels, have increased the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere by more than 1/3 since the Industrial Revolution. The rapid increase in greenhouse gases in the atmosphere has warmed the planet at an alarming rate. While Earth's climate has fluctuated in the past, atmospheric carbon dioxide hasn't reached today's levels in hundreds of thousands of years. Climate change has consequences for our oceans, our weather, our food sources, and our health. Ice sheets, such as Greenland and Antarctica, are melting. The extra water that was once held in glaciers causes sea levels to rise and spills out of the oceans, flooding coastal regions. Warmer temperatures also make weather more extreme. This means not only more intense major storms, floods, and heavy snowfall, but also longer and more frequent droughts. These changes in weather pose challenges. Growing crops becomes more difficult. The areas where plants and animals can live shift, and water supplies are diminished. In addition to creating new agricultural challenges, climate change can directly affect people's physical health. In urban areas, the warmer atmosphere creates an environment that traps and increases the amount of smog. This is because smog contains ozone particles, which increase rapidly at higher temperatures. Exposure to higher levels of smog can cause health problems such as asthma, heart disease, and lung cancer. While the rapid rate of climate change is caused by humans, humans are also the ones who can combat it. If we work to replace fossil fuels with renewable energy sources like solar and wind, which don't produce greenhouse gas emissions, we might still be able to prevent some of the worst effects of climate change.
Okay. So did you manage to watch? I know, Raza, can you see? I'm not sure with 2G. If you cannot see, I will give a link to the video. Okay, Raza. Okay, so the video shows the effects of oh, you can watch. Good. So the effects of the climate change to the world. So what are the 4 things that the video said that will affect 4 things? Who remembers? I asked you to take notes, right? Who remembers?
The 4 things.
4 things.
The ocean, the weather,
weather,
food and health.
Food and health. Okay, good. So have you seen any of that effect now? Personally, any of you, have you come across the effect of climate change or global warming to your life? Anybody?
Asthma.
Asthma? Okay, can you elaborate?
Because when the weather is hot, weather is hot and dry, and then the debu
The dirt, maybe.
yeah, I can make my asthma become active. Yeah.
Thank you, Zahra. Yeah, so one of the effect is it will, especially people, vulnerable people who has asthma, who asthmatic, will be affected more. So like last time there's a haze, right? Remember the haze in Malaysia? Were you here last year? Last year, is it? Was it last year? Who remember the last time we have haze in Malaysia?
Last year.
Last year, right? So it's due to the, you know, who made the haze? What's the cause of the haze? Anybody? Khalil?
Well,
yes.
They say that the Indonesian farmers did it. Like they used to burn the garbage and all the waste and all that in the fields of agriculture, and that caused.
So they say it's the Indonesian farmer. Actually, yes, it's not directly what they did. It's very, very interesting. Environment is very interesting, and the environment in the Southeast Asia and the environment in the Arab countries or the environment in the Europe is different. That's why for each region we need to have experts in environment. Okay, the experts in Europe cannot be an expert in Malaysia or Indonesia. We have interesting and different biodiversity. So one of the things that we have in Southeast Asia is kayu bakau. What's in English? Mangroves, right? Mangroves. Do you know what a mangrove is, Hisham? Hisham, you there?
No.
Mangrove. Do you know, Osama, what's mangrove? Faisal? Maybe we need to go to trip to the mangrove forest. I don't know, we can go during the PKP. We have a in nearby here. Do we have it near your house, Izwan? No? Kota Selangor. Mana awak duduk?
No.
Paya Jaras, no bakau?
No bakau.
It's nearby here in Selangor. There's a forest. They call mangrove forest. You should go because you will never see this in Arab or even in Europe. It's specific to the Southeast Asian countries. Not sure if China have it. Basically, it's a forest, but it's the trees is underwater, not really on. It's the root inside the water. So you can Google mangrove, mangrove, mangrove. Malay is bakau. So the Malays here, have you seen bakau, paya bakau before? Who have seen? Make a reaction. Only 3, 4, 5. Anas? 5, 6. Emil? Oh, suddenly bau tekan. Awak ni pun. Okay. So if you haven't been, you should go. It's very interesting, paya bakau ni, because one thing is what we can use with the trees. But the other interesting thing that I learned, about the mangrove is because of if there's any fire, if there's any fire, the problem is if there's any fire, it will burn the trees and it will burn the roots which is beneath the water, dia tanah gambut. What's tanah gambut in English? It's a special soil. Arab country doesn't have this soil. And the soil is very damp, okay? Because it's underwater, it's very damp. So whenever there's a fire, you can stop the fire from the top, but the fire will continue at the bottom of the land. And it cannot be stopped. We cannot even see, but smoke will keep on coming out. There's no way to stop the fire inside the soil. So even if the Indonesian tried and they cannot stop, that's a problem. So you shouldn't have fire in the first place. Small fire will trigger and it will go all the roots of the forest. Then the problem is you will not see fire, but you will see smoke coming out from the ground. Okay, so then in the end it becomes smoke. It becomes haze. So that's why there's a lot of research on this, on how to prevent this. They're using IoT, Internet of Things, to ensure that there's a trigger you need to stop before it spreads. Why we're talking about mangrove, huh? So apa tadi? Why we're talking about mangrove?
Hazard, madam. Hazard.
Why we're talking about hazard?
Haze. Sorry.
So what, the effect of weather?
Yes.
Okay, good. Oh, because asthma tadi ya. Okay. Yes, because of the asthma. So yes. So anybody else who have seen personally effect of global warming? And let's hear from the international. You haven't seen anything in your country? Our international brothers, no sister. Weather change? Do you want to explain a bit on weather change, Raza?
Madam, a few eras ago, like a lot of years back, there used to be some acid rains. So the buildings used to get affected. Like you can see the paint is fainting from the buildings. So there's a lot of old buildings that have like a faint paint, which is caused by the acid rain. That's at least I remember taking in school as well.
Which country was that?
In Jordan.
In Jordan, yes. So one of the effect is acid rain. So the acid rain will corrode the paints, and yes. So and imagine if the paints also damaged. Imagine if a human being or plants exposed to this acid rain. So yes, then you get health problem and damage to the building. Who else? Who haven't spoken here? Who has not spoken, please speak. So Raza say melting of glaciers cause rise in the water level, which eventually leads to flood. Is it in Kashmir? Do you see that rise in water levels of glaciers? Maybe, yes. Okay, Kashmir is all of you should go to Kashmir. I'm promoting Kashmir. I want to go, but I'm afraid because I don't know how safe is Kashmir. The summers are hotter, the winters are colder. Yes, you have extreme weather. When I was in UK, also the summer becomes really hot. It's like how to explain it? Malaysia is hot. Malaysia is hot, but you can still you don't feel like burn. You burn lah, not too much. But in UK, when one of the summer, it was really hot. It's like people put direct fire to your face, and I had to cover my face with something because although it doesn't look hot, but it's actually damaging the skin. So and if you have hot flashes and the winter become crazy. So normally the winter is November, December. During when the weather goes haywire, we have snow in March. So during my time there, so I think even the plants are confused when it's summer, when it's spring, because it keep on changing because it's going warm and then suddenly snow. So yes, and you have the floods when glaciers melts. And what happens if in Alaska, in the Antarctic, when everything melts, all the sea level will rise. Who knows which city in the world that have problem when the sea level rise? And the president decided to change the ibu negara tu apa? Capital of their country later to another place. Who knows which country?
Indonesia.
Good. Indonesia, yes. So Indonesia have this problem, it's sinking. It's not actually sinking, the water level is rising. You can watch documentary. There's one place, only one house left. All sank already. So they're saying if nothing, the water level will rise and it will tenggelam apa? It will submerge, sink or it will sink all the houses and buildings in a couple of years. So now they are thinking to change the capital of Indonesia, now Jakarta, to somewhere in Kalimantan. So this is how big the effects of climate change. Okay, good. So now 3 o'clock. You want to do a quiz on environment or go straight to SDG? Choose. This is a Kahoot quiz. Choose.
Quiz, madam.
You want quiz?
Quiz.
Okay, so can you split your screen into two? Can you split or you use another device to play, because you need to see my screen. And you need to you need to see my screen, and also you need to be able to press the answer. So okay, how do I play this? There are 15 questions. Those who get the highest mark, I will give you a present. Okay. So the chances to win here is higher compared to the morning session. Okay, so can you cannot see? Okay, can you see now? Can you see? Okay, can you go to kahoot.it and put the phone number. Make sure it's your name. I don't put jejaka, handsome, I don't want. In the morning, there's students do that. So I don't want jejaka, I don't want handsome brother, I want a name. It doesn't have the full name, but nickname, I know who you are. So 1-2 minutes to enter. Zara, Emir, Anas, Nazim, Bahari, Iswan, Syahmi, Amirul, Hazim. What else? We're only 9. How many do we have? We have 18. Where's the rest of the other 9? Afif. Faisal, where are you? You're not yet in. Quickly. Usama also not there. Ahmad Raza, can you join the Kahoot? If you cannot, it's fine. Are you 12? Seven more, 6 more, Osama there. Who else not in? Faisal, are you in? Oh, Faisal not yet. Huh? 13. See? Okay, 30 more seconds. Then I will stop. I think enough, right? Okay, so there are 15 questions. So it will test your understanding on environment. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. First question. What is the most abundant greenhouse gas in the atmosphere? Is it methane, water vapor, chlorofluorocarbons, or carbon dioxide? The most abundant. Who else not? The problem with Kahoot, you need to have a good internet, otherwise. Okay. So, nobody got it right. In the morning also, nobody got it right. Remember when we see the video just now, water vapor is also one of the greenhouse gas, and that's the highest. Okay, the most abundant is water vapor. If the temperature of the earth become higher, it means that we have more water vapor. Okay, so nobody got it right. Okay, so next question. What two appliances in the average home consume the most water? Iron is the most water in the toilet and water. Okay, so 7 got it right. The answer is toilets and washing machine. So that's why we need to buy the good rating of washing machines and toilets. You can buy a toilet with 2 flush method, the one with a lot of water and less water. And the problem is when we use fresh water to flush the toilet, we are losing fresh water. Okay. So Khalil on top, followed by Nazmi and Zahra. Next. What two appliances in the average home use the most electricity? Is it ovens and microwave, water heater and air conditioning, toilets and washing machine, microwaves and dryers? The most electricity. I don't know the rest why we are not answering. If you are logged out, you can just come in and then put the number. So the answer is water heater and air conditioning. Aircon, huh? So anybody, do your house have aircon now? Yes? No?
One only.
Only one? Okay, good. If you're in the mahala, there's no aircon, or you may be staying in Rokayah, maybe you have aircon. So air conditioner use a lot of electricity. So whenever you want to buy later, brothers, buy the 5 rated aircon. That's electricity. And try not to use water heater. In Malaysia, we rarely use water heater, but I know for the Arabs, they like to use water heater. I don't understand why, even if you stay in Malaysia. Hot country. Next. So the goes to Khalil, Nazmi and Zahra. Next question. According to Forbes, which this one just tembak because I also don't know. And it's not even important to us, but I copied it from the internet. So which state is the greenest in the USA? It's okay if you don't know. But you just shoot. You're lucky you get it right. Another 3. answer is Vermont. I don't know why. You can Google after this. So 8 of you got the shoot right. So now Nazmi on top, followed by Anas and Zahra. Okay, next question. Are aerosol cans easily recyclable? Yes or no? Okay, the answer is yes. Oh, only 4 got it right. So yes, because it's made of metal, you can recycle metal, right? So don't throw it away. Please recycle your aerosol cans after this. So who got it right? Sure, the one who. So Nazmi is still out top, followed by Anas and Zahra. Okay. Oh, Raza is going up. Next question. The source for the majority of sulfur dioxide pollution in Earth's atmosphere is majority of sulfur dioxide. Is it from agriculture or motor vehicles or electricity or industrial? Dioxide. Only one person got it right. It's electricity generation, the fossil fuel, the coal, right? So you know, in Malaysia, what is the main source of electricity? From what? Anybody can guess? Malaysia. Guess. Where do we get our electricity from? I cannot hear you, Anas. You need to unmute.
Hydro, madam.
Huh? Hydro? Yes, interestingly, we have hydro, but that's not the main thing, the main source of electricity. And we are still, because I'm doing research in electricity generation. So the main source is actually still coal, COAL, coal. So we are generating a lot of pollution. And why? Because it's the cheapest. Because it's the cheapest. Hydro is difficult to build. And there are also environmental problem when you build the hydro dams. So yes, sulfur dioxide pollution mostly from generation of electricity. Okay, Nazmi is still on top. Next. Which of the following is not true about aluminium? If more aluminium goes into beverage cans than any other product, at one time aluminium was more valuable than gold. Aluminium can be recycled a maximum of 40 times. Over 8,000 million aluminium products can be produced. Not true. Two got it right. Only 2 got it right. So the answer, not true. So aluminium can be recycled infinite times. Infinite, not 40 times. So as long you have it's a metal, you can keep on recycling it. So it's a good, that's why it's good to buy tin aluminium, but make sure you recycle after that. Okay? So the rest are true. The other facts are true. Next. So still the same, Nazmi still on top. For the next question, which of the following item makes up a third of the material in landfill? So our landfill, 1/3 of the material, is it car parts or recyclable materials, or is it packing material or organic material, means food? Which one? Anybody have an answer? Is it car parts of the car, or recyclable materials, or packing material, or organic material? Answer the maybe we got it. Okay, the answer is packing material. Okay, so 7 got it right. That's why if you go to the developed countries like UK, US, they are trying to reduce as much as possible the packing material. You go buy goreng pisang, also you have plastic packing material. You buy online, also you have like boxes of packing material. You go buy food, you go buy anything, there will be packing material, and that are the 1/3 of the landfills. So we should try our best to recycle and reduce. As an engineer, we can think of how to reduce the materials, the packaging material. Okay. Say Nazmi, Anas, and then Amirul Amin. Okay, good. Next question. What book helped ban DDT? This question also, I also don't know the answer, but you can guess. This is also another shooting game. Which book helped ban DDT? DDT is a type of pesticide. Is it Silent Spring, Earth in the Balance, The End of Nature, or 1,000-Mile Walk to the Dark? Oh, Masya Allah. You're a good shooter. 11 of you got it right. So the answer is Silent Spring. So you can go and find and Google this book to understand why. The DDT, previously in every countries around the world, we use DDT to kill the pest. But then they do research. DDT have a lot of side problems, such that it can harm the human as well. So that's why it's banned. Cannot buy anymore. It's illegal. So Anas followed by Nazmi and Amirul. So it's a tough. You need to faster and correct. Next question number 10. Recently, where has oil spill happened? Okay, recently, where do you see oil spill happen? Is it US, Russia, Saudi, or India? So 6 got it right. It's in Russia. So how do you know it's Russia? Who got it right? Who got it right? Anas, how do you know it's Russia?
That's over the news recently.
Yes. And I also put a link in the WhatsApp group. I don't know whether you read or no my link in the WhatsApp group. Sometimes I put news. I don't know. Does student read everything that I put there or no? You just ignore. You read or you ignore? Huh? Khalil?
Roughly, madam.
Huh?
Roughly.
What do you mean by roughly?
Just open it and
Scroll. You open lah.
Yes.
Okay lah, at least you open. Kesian saya lah tak open. Okay, Anas. Anas is on a strike. Okay, so followed by Nazmi and Abdul Hazim. Oh, Abdul Hazim is going up now. Okay, next question. The EPA issued regulation for buyers to be informed of the presence of lead in which product? Lead is like lumber. Is it in the product of cars or asbestos, paint or cables? Okay. Only 3 got it right. It's paint. So nowadays, if you buy paint to paint your house, you buy paint, they will say lead-free paint. What's the problem if you have lead? Anybody knows? What if you're exposed to lead? What will happen? Plumbum. Hello?
Cancer.
Yes, thank you. Cancer, right? It's cancerous, dangerous. So now be careful when you buy paints, okay? Because the paint, if it paints your wall, you keep on smelling the paint, and including you'll be smelling and you inhale the plumbum or lead, and you will have cancer after that. Na'udzubillah min zalik. Okay, Okay, still Anas on top. Next, question number 12. The melting of the Greenland ice sheet poses an immediate threat to which animal? Is it polar bears or penguins, killer whales, or moose onsen? The melting of Greenland ice sheet. Which animal are immediate threat? Good. Majority of you got it right. It's polar bears. Okay, polar bears are sensitive to the temperature, so it can become extinct. So that's that's why they are taking care of the Arctic and Antarctic. Okay, good. Question number 13. How much of our air pollutions come from the motor vehicles like car and truck? Is it 50%, 20%, 50%? Percentage of pollution coming from motor vehicles. Only 4 got it right, it's 50%. So half of air pollution actually coming from vehicles. That's why during COVID-19 pandemic lockdown, the earth is happy because half of the pollution gone because less number of cars and trucks on the road. Okay, so that's why I try to minimize. You can walk to school, walk to the from Mahalah to, instead of taking cars, walk, use bicycle. It helps the world. Okay, last 2 questions. Which of the following help reduce air pollution? Okay, is it using cruise control, using fluorescent lights, using water-based products, or all of the above? Answer is all of the above. Yes, 10 got it right. Yes, good. So you do automatic control. Cruise control means automatic control of something. It can detect, and then for example, if there's a fire, it can detect the fire and tell instead of somebody manually. And then using fluorescent light as compared to the previous light, you know, the incandescent. Fluorescent is more efficient compared to incandescent. LED is better than fluorescent lights. And then using water-based product rather than the oil-based product. So that will help the environment. Good. Final question. So Anas followed by Abdul Hazim. So I only gave the present to the top, number 1 only. So you need to fight for number 1. Please, number 1. Next. Final question. Multi-select. Have you done your part to fight global warming? Yes or no? Yes, both are correct. If you said yes, then correct. No, also correct. Because nothing, because it's your true, honest answer. So yes, we should do our part in fighting global warming. So can we guess who's the winner? Number 3 goes to Nazmi. Congratulations, Nazmi. Number 2 goes to Abdul Hazim. Congratulations to you. And number 1 goes to for winning this Kahoot quiz. Hello.
Thank you.
So you can contact me for your for your prize. Okay, so you can contact me in WhatsApp to claim your prize. If you don't claim, no prize. It's already 3:29. Oh, we haven't done SDG. Mana ni? Kenapa lambat? Sebab saya start lambat. Okay, we have SDG. We haven't done SDG, Sustainable Development Goal. Should you do it on your own? Oh yes, okay, it's okay. Izwan, you can leave. Anybody who have class at 3:30, you can leave to the other class. Either you can I'm thinking whether you do on your own or we will cover in the next class. What is your wish? So anybody who has class at 3:30 you can leave.
I do. Awesome.
So you want to cover on your own? So Abdul Hazim you mean you want to cover on your own? Cover in next class. Ahmad Khalil. Okay. Remind me. Maybe I will give you the videos that you need to watch first. Okay, so we can reduce the time. So you watch the video, but the first class in the morning already watch the video. So you need to find your own time to watch the video. Okay. It's okay, Ahmad Raza, you can go. Everybody can leave. So Alhamdulillah, thank you very much for being here. I will give you I think I will give the link to both of the section 1 and section 2. By the way, only Izwan fill in the Jamboard. I gave you a task, right, to write in the Jamboard about the Kenya news. Only Izwan did it. So should I give extra marks to Izwan only for following the instruction? Okay, so if you still remember the links, I will give you until the end of today. Okay, then I will decide whether I want to give marks or no. Based if there's nobody, then I will give marks. Okay, no problem to those who wants to leave. I will give a link for you to answer some questions. So I want you don't have to it can be anonymous. I want your feedback on the class. Give your honest feedback. Okay, even if it hurts, it's okay, because we want to keep on improving. Okay, be honest. Okay, so that's all. Can we have a brother to recite the doa like normal, like always?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين اللهم إنا نستودعك ما علمتنا فارزقه إلينا وقت حاجاتنا إليه فلا تنسنا اللهم فقهنا في الدين وعلمنا تأويل واهدنا الصراط المستقيم اللهم اجعلنا من الناجحين والفائزين والباهرين والممتازين في الدنيا والآخرة ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين الحمد لله.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. So let's close with Tasbih Kafara and Surah Al-Am. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wal 'asr. Innal insana lafi khusr illa allazina amanu wa 'amilus solihat wa tawassaw bil haqq wa tawassaw bis sabr. Okay, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi.